the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm your co-host, Marcus Benjamin, along with my boy, Wesley Pierre.
Yeah, I already know.
And we give you that reel. And this week, nothing more realer happened with Hank Aaron. Rest in peace to Hank Aaron out there, one of the best baseball players to ever play this game. Had the record for home runs. He was really a person who stood up for black people.
Yeah, of course.
Trying to fight the good fight.
And he fought it when the fight was really inflamed.
And he was, trying to continue to do that with taking the vaccine, and mysteriously days later he passes away. So now the question is, do you take the vaccine to risk like possibly dying, or was it because he was just already old? Who knows? I mean, I don't think a full description is out as to how he died. I heard that he died in his sleep peacefully.
Best way to go.
But it scares me straight up.
Man, look, man.
It scares me. It scares me for people that I know that might be taking the vaccine.
My mom,
what
dad.
might happen to them.
Definitely.
I know I'm going to try to, wait as long as possible to see what happens. And this isn't the first time I've heard of somebody dying after taking the vaccine. Could be coincidence or not. But what do you think, Wes, on that?
I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, like we stated before in our previous podcast, I'm like, look, question was, are we going to go ahead and take the vaccine? We both was like, hell nah. And the reason why we said hell nah, because we both had our discrepancies in what they saying in the news, this, that, and the other. Like me, I could care less what somebody else is actually saying. It's what my third eye is telling me, what my sixth sense is telling me. My sixth sense is telling me not to go ahead and take this vaccine. It may be good, but right now, since it's so early in that process, I'm going to go ahead and fall back. Anybody else want to go ahead and take that vaccine? Cool, it's all good. But if it's my family, if it's a loved one that I know, that I'm not trying to even go through that other round like Hank Aaron, I'm gonna tell them not to go ahead and take it. And again, we don't know if it's good, if it's bad. Of course, they're going ahead and saying that it's all good, but again, I'm just going on my personal feeling, and I'm good. Maybe one day I'll be able to take it, but right now, since it's so early in the process, I'm straight. My family is straight. My mom and my dad, who is older, are straight, and we're not taking that vaccine. So at the end of the day, those people that actually take the vaccine, you could go ahead and take it. It's 50-50, probably 90-10. I'm not trying to have 1% chance of me not surviving that. So me, I'm good. By the time, a year from now, 2 years from now, if I feel like, there's more studies and research behind what they, giving us, then cool. But as far as what Hank Aaron, I'm not sure if he died because of that. But I mean, it's crazy how, once he took that vaccine early in January, unfortunately he passed early this morning, or was it yesterday? Regardless of the fact,
I think it was yesterday.
He wound up passing, and
we'll see what the autopsy says. We'll see what it says.
No.
But then
I already know what you know.
Conspiracy theories
Come on now.
going out they're trying to cover it up.
Yeah,
there's
billions and trillions and dollars that's at stake in regards to this vaccine. So at the end of the day, it's kind of funny that this doctor took the vaccine in Florida recently, and what happened? He died 2 weeks or later. Same thing when it came to Hank Aaron and other individuals that wind up having negative effects. Now again, I don't know if it's just those individuals and it's a rare anomaly where certain people that have whatever illness or health problems before they took the vaccine wind up suffering from something. But again, I don't know, and that's the reason why I'm straight, because it's so early in the process. Now, again, I'm not saying not to take the vaccine, but me personally, Marcus personally, as far as our loved ones, we're not taking it now. We're not condemning the vaccine.
Not right now.
You know, because of course I know
Still
that
trying
they're
to
trying
see
to
what's
you
up.
know, they got the whole vaccine trying to have shit change. You know, as far as in regards to people staying home and worried about I'm dying and this, that, and the other. Cool, I understand that. You feel me? But I also know when you you know, create something so fast, there's gonna be trial and error. I'm not trying to go through the trial and error.
You know?
I'm trying to make sure that everything's good, and then you could go ahead and give me that. But yeah, it's crazy that we wind up losing one of our greats behind something that's controversial. We don't know if it's the vaccine. We don't know if it's a regular health problem. But still, regardless of the fact, it's just like so unfortunate that he just took this vaccine, and then now we have a question over our head. Was it this, that, and the other? So God bless Hank Aaron. You know, one of the great leaders in black people history, in sports, in regular life, in the civil rights movement, and yeah, you know, it's just unfortunate. So you know, God bless him and his family.
All right, so I just wanted to transition into the NBA and pretty much Shaquille O'Neal on Inside the NBA. A lot of people say that he might be detrimental to Inside the NBA. He's very critical of the younger generation, the younger players, and like he's been seen bumping heads on some of his post-game interviews. So I just wanted to know, is Shaq a good critic or he's just a bona fide hater?
It depends, because for me, after watching that interview, like I'm like, this nigga is just a hater. I'm sorry for the profanity, but yeah, I'm like, this guy is so like, Shaq, like, come on, man. I looked at you a certain way, you feel me, but how you left the Miami Heat, I already had that certain taste in my mouth, because you seem like a hater. You feel what I'm saying? The way you left, you know what I'm saying? The Miami Heat. Now, in regards to the actual interview, I'm pretty sure Chris gonna go ahead and make y'all hear that interview sometime soon. But
well, the interview, I think, was him trying to act like he's this holier than thou type of person. And he's trying to coach up
like Chris Carter, like Keyshawn Johnson, here, like these people. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I was just saying that to motivate you. So
really,
you over here trying to motivate somebody. Basically, Shaq was trying to motivate by his standards on, you know, national TV after the game. Donovan Mitchell,
Shaq, man, like,
he tried to say to him, yeah, I was trying to motivate you when I said that, you know, you're not on that level yet.
You're not on that level yet. How is that?
To go to?
How
which
is
I
that?
think was just straight up disrespectful.
Me too. Like, come on,
up.
how you gonna do that shit on national television?
Like, that's why he said, all right. And he was just like, next thing. Like, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I would respond in the same way. It's like, you really gonna try me? Like, you know, I'm out here like scoring 50 points in the playoffs. This is like my second year.
I hear what you're saying.
Come
but
on.
Think about it. Look how Spider was looking at the camera. Like he looked like so disappointed in what Shaq just did before he came back. And, you know, he said, you know, there's a lot of people that have been saying this his whole career, you know, this, that, and the other. And that's one of the things that have him, you know, reach adversity. But again, as far as you, Shaq, like, I know even you, like, even if that wasn't your intention, you know what I'm saying? Even if that wasn't your intention, you see how he received it. He received it like, yo, like, there's a lot of people that we look up to Jordan, we look up to Shaqs, we look up to the LeBrons, you know, even the Tiger Woods, and then when Tiger Wood wound up having his incident, you know, people look at people different. Like we look at you like one of our heroes, one of our icons, especially in the black community. And for you to be the one to go ahead and try to tear us down, like for real, he looked so disappointed in that situation where he knew he had to come back and say something else, and then Shaq was like, yeah, I wanted you to. I thought you was gonna come back with the second statement that he said, but originally, like, you know what it is. Like, he was disappointed. I was disappointed. I was disgusted in like everything that he was saying. I'm like, yo, Shaq, I expect that from Charles Barkley. I don't expect that from Shaq.
Yeah,
you know Charles Barkley.
I like Shaq pretty much, like, overall as like a person, TV personality.
Yeah.
I like Shaq.
Yeah.
You know, he's funny. You know, he gives
That's
you that
not what we
real.
talking, though.
He played for the Heat.
That's not what we talking,
helped
though.
us win a championship.
That's not what we talking, though.
You know,
he
but
green.
like now, like that shit, that was some green shit.
Like, come
you know,
on, man. You
up.
don't do shit like that and think that I'm like, look, I mean, we regular people. We regular civilians, and that's how we received it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta understand, especially in times like this. I'm like, you trying too hard. You feel me? Like, you need to be like the Bill Russells and the Larry Birds. You feel me? Like they already know what it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
We already know what it is with them. It's like you trying too hard. You start trying to stay relevant.
He's on that show, which
it don't
is
matter.
funny as fuck, yo. I love that show, yo. It's, to me, it's like the best show, like, as far as in-game type of show. Kenny, Charles, and Shaq, and Ernie, too.
Imagine if Kenny did that. How we gonna look at Kenny? We look at Kenny a certain way.
Exactly.
We look at Shaq with the jokes. We look at Kenny for being serious.
Right.
You know,
and run to the fucking screen.
Exactly. We look at Charles Barkley where he gonna say some shit like he probably shouldn't have said, but sometimes it be some real shit.
And sometimes he's funny as fuck too.
Exactly.
You know? I guarantee.
But when it comes to you, Shaq, it's like you try to take Charles Barkley's whole persona, and again, if Charles Barkley would have said that, I wouldn't probably have even felt like it was disrespectful, because he's always disrespectful. It's just sometimes you know, you keep it real, and you know, some people don't know how to talk. But you, Shaq, you seem like somebody that know what they're saying before they say it and before they do it. You feel what I'm saying? You don't seem like Charles Barkley, where he just go ahead and talk. He know what he talking, but he's not worried about what people thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I think you kind of worry a little bit, and you probably be like, man, this guy don't know what the fuck he talking about. Sorry about the language, but he don't know what he talking about. But for real, like, we regular humans, and we seen that video, and it was disrespectful. So
yeah.
You know, I look at you a little way now.
A little cocky, and for that, he deserves the duck of the week. So
of course,
definitely the duck of the week. But this NBA, to me, has been kind of watered down.
Of course.
Like, straight up.
See what
Obviously,
they did to the Heat?
It's because of COVID. You know, COVID is really watered down everything. It's watered down every sport. But thankfully, we have sports. So I'm thankful to at least have sports straight up, despite COVID. But COVID has really watered down the NBA for real, for me. You know, the big news this week for me with the NBA, though, was the fact that Kyrie finally came back, you know, and he did a lot of shit where he wasn't playing. And to me, I got to give him props for that, because you could have been just chilling just like these other people out here, you know, or athletes who are just sitting on their millions just chilling. But you really actually did something that was good, you know? So I can't fault you for that, straight up. At the same time, that's disrespect to your job, because you know, signed a contract and you have to abide by the contract, so to speak.
Sometimes
it's better to do something that's morally right, which I feel you on that, you know? Straight up. But when we seen them play this week, now they did ball out, and it's going to be interesting. They're going to be the interesting team to watch. That's the only other interest you have, because you already feel like the Lakers are going to win another championship, straight up. You know, I don't know how y'all feeling about it, but I just feel like the Lakers are going to win another championship, barring some catastrophic injury, you know? But Brooklyn, to me, still can't beat the Heat. And obviously, I'm saying that I got the championship hat on. You're like, oh, I'm a fucking homer. But I don't think they could beat the Heat straight up. Yeah, the Heat right now are losing games. Obviously, that's because of COVID. But to me, if we have a full squad come playoff time, a team like Brooklyn is not going to beat us, because they don't commit to defense.
Exactly.
Like the Heat do. And those players, Harden, we already know he's a gaff defensively. Kyrie definitely is a gaff defensively as well. He only plays when he wants to, which is half the time. As far as defense is concerned, he's more just trying to break you down, which he still does that. And then you got Kevin Durant, one of the best shooters of all time, who plays defense sometimes, but he's older now. He's been, I don't think people realize how long he's been in the league. And it's not like he can't play defense, but he's a little too old to be playing elite level defense. So because of those factors, the Heat are still beating this team in a 7-game series. What you saying, Wes?
Look, the Heat's gonna beat they're gonna beat Milwaukee, they're gonna beat Boston, they're gonna beat Philly, and they're gonna go ahead and beat this team that you're talking about, the Brooklyn, whoever they call themselves. Me personally, like I said, and like you say, availability is the best ability. You got this dude in James Harden that's always in the club doing his thing. He came back to the league fat. And he probably came back a little heavier set because he didn't want to be in Houston. So that was probably one of the reasons, but I can't see them beating the Miami Heat in a 7-game series.
James Harden really did look fat though.
Yeah,
man.
I looked at him
it almost looked like, yo, you remember that episode on Fresh Prince where he was wearing a fat suit? That's what it seemed like.
You gotta
he
find
had
that
on
clip.
like under that shit. He probably did that shit on purpose. Like, oh, let me just put this fat suit on so they could trade my ass.
So yeah, you got James Harden coming in fat. He got what he wanted though, but again, don't play no defense. And everybody already know how I feel about James Harden as far as playoffs. James Harden, he disappeared. Same like with Steph, even though, that's another team, but he disappears. The only one that I kind of actually, I think Kyrie is clutch, and I think KD's is clutch. I think both of them are better than Harden. I know right now it seems like West don't know what the hell he's talking about, but again, regular season, Harden does his thing. When it comes to playoffs, he disappears. Go look at the point differential, look at his average, everything like that. Everything goes down. As far as Kyrie, he's always injured.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I got with Kyrie. He's always injured.
Exactly.
He reminds me of
like he's not gonna last. He's not gonna last. Like,
he's not gonna last.
Or he's not gonna last, or Kevin Durant's not gonna last, or Harden's not gonna last. I don't see like all three of them.
Harden's gonna last.
The way they play.
He's just gonna be regular Harden in
but
playoffs.
He's just gonna disappear, like you said.
Of course.
So if he disappears, like these other dudes disappear due to injury, if you got 1.5 of these dudes playing out there, it's not going to be enough.
I don't think it's going to be enough because the Heat got depth.
Probably beat the Bucks.
The Heat got depth. The Heat got grit. Me personally, I'm going to go ahead and put none on Kyrie, because none has defense.
None better.
He puts defense.
That's a dope. That's his handle. None better.
Kendrick Nunn is good in defense, and he's about the same size as Kyrie. So I think that even though Kyrie's gonna still get his, he'll still be able to hold him down a little bit, especially if we play zone defense. When it comes to James Harden, we know his bitch ass gonna go ahead and disappear in the playoffs. I'm gonna have about 3-4 people on Kevin Durant. It's gonna start with Achua. I'm not gonna put Bam on him because I don't want him to get in foul trouble. So we could put our rookie on him. I'll go ahead and put Iguodala on him. I'll go ahead and put certain people on him. And me personally, like you said, the league is watered down right now. They tried the Miami Heat. We had 6 players, and they forced us to actually play the damn game. But when the Boston Celtics had 7 or 8 players, they say, oh, that's not enough players to actually play a game. So, like we said, they hate Miami, everything about Miami. They hate our beaches, they hate our women, they hate our cars, and they definitely hate our weather. So again, that's just one of the points that we wanted to say. We love it though. You feel me? But again, that's why when you said who was the donkey of the week? Shaq was donkey of the week. I kind of had the NBA NBA Donkey of the Week because of how they mishandled the Miami Heat and favored the other team.
Yeah. Speaking.
I didn't really hear about that.
Yeah. I just wanted to take it back, keep it on the Heat, and just the NBA having us play undermanned, like we were playing shorthanded. Like the last game, I think we were playing with 9 active players, and then the game before that we were only playing with 8 active players. And supposedly Tyler Hero, who's been having neck spasms, his spasms have gotten worse because of it. So, yeah.
You're listening to the MarcWes Sports Podcast, and the Miami Heat seems to be getting the short end of the stick
Always.
with the NBA.
Always.
And I don't understand why you would let us play with a minimal amount of players. Although, you know, it's more like G League stuff to us, and our G League is always like better than other teams' G Leagues because a lot of players came out of that G League, like Kendrick Nunn better, and other players like
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. I was trying to think of his name. It couldn't escape me for a minute. Players like that, they just get work during that time, and that's what we're doing, just getting work, which we're just gonna find a positive out of that. But yeah, it's messed up how the NBA would let the Heat play.
It's not messed
with
up.
that amount of players.
It's not messed up because we used to that. We used to that shit. Like, we used to them doing that to us. They did that to us with Ohio State versus the University of Miami. You know, they did that to us when we used to play. The Miami Heat used
6
to play.
rings. We got 6 rings.
They did that when the Miami Heat used to play the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs a few years back when LeBron was still here. They always do that to Miami, period. You know, we're going to get penalties. We're going to get no calls. We're going to get everything that's going to go in favor for the other team. That's what the Miami Heat or any other organization from Miami is going to go ahead and get. But again, you know, it's all good. You know, right now I think we're 2 games below 500. It's early in the season. Of course, we said the season's watered down. We haven't had Jimmy Butler and a lot of individuals that does make a difference on our team, because our team is really a real team. It's not one person. It's a collective that actually do their thing. And we missed probably 5 or 6 players so far early in the season. But hey, it's all good. We're going to go ahead and persevere. We're going to do our thing because, you know, it's 3:05 and it's all about the motherfucking Heat.
All right, last thing on Miami Heat. So we're allowing a limited amount of fans to watch the game inside the arena, and they're using coronavirus sniffing dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So are y'all down?
I'm down with it, but I'm straight.
Down to go watch a game?
I'm
Coronavirus sniffing dogs?
Yeah, you think they only smelling on coronavirus?
Wow, yeah, exactly, right? Yo, that's how y'all trying to play us? Y'all just gonna label it the coronavirus sniff check?
Oh,
Fuck
nah.
that. I mean, wow. I mean, the arena, I'm okay with. What's the number on the? I think the Orlando Live, but it's season ticket only 1,500. 1,500? Yeah, that's that. I'm okay with that. It's a 20,000 arena that'll be spread out. I like that. I fuck with that.
I'm pretty sure you're still not going.
You know, I'm still personally not going to the NBA games because it's closed in. Which I'm just gonna opt out of that situation. If it was a football game, I go to baseball game, soccer. That shit is open air. I don't have to really worry about all that circulation going on with all those people. So. Yeah. That's my take on that. Straight up.
I agree. But again, I agree again. I'm not going over there. Why? Because, it's not worth it. For me to it's just a game. It's early in what we're going through. Transition in power. As far as presidency, hopefully we see what goes on with the vaccine. But unfortunately, we Hank Aaron is a possibility. He probably passed away because of that. I seen a doctor that possibly passed away behind that in Miami, not Miami, but Florida.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So me, it's so early on for things. I already know money is the root of all evil, and I know sometimes when it comes to the higher powers, money is first and not actually the customer or the civilian. So I'll pass on that. Good luck with the Miami Heat and everyone else that's going to be in that stadium. And yeah, hopefully we don't make it this virus spread.
I think this is the last NBA topic. Did you guys see Draymond Green get ejected from the game? I don't know if that was the game yesterday or the game prior to yesterday, but I guess it looks like there was a young referee, and Draymond Green was actually screaming at his own teammate for missing a defensive player or something.
I've seen it.
And I guess the referee was in the same eye line or the same eyesight, so he thought Draymond was screaming at him. So he gave him a technical, and I guess he already had another technical, and he was ejected.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah, Draymond Green is basically the new Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Yo, whatever call is gonna go in the other team's favor is gonna happen. And I seen that play that you were talking about, Chris. He actually wasn't talking to the referee, and the referee gave him a technical. Everybody on the court, even Steve Kerr, even the other team, they were like, "Yo, what's going on?" They didn't even understand. Of course, they didn't mind because Draymond Green. He does. He's one of these players that do more than just play defense. He has a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So losing him definitely would have been a blow to the Golden State Warriors, especially since Klay Thompson is already injured for the whole season. But hey, the NBA rescinded that technical, but I don't want to hear about that after the fact. You feel me? That's the same thing what I was saying.
Why did they rescind it?
Because they rescinded it because they realized that it was a blown call. You called a technical foul on Draymond Green, and he clearly was saying something to his own teammate. Right. If I'm yelling at my teammate, you can't call a technical foul on me.
Okay.
What's going on?
I can't believe they even did that, man. That's crazy. But I'm glad to see that because they should do that for a lot of shit. I think sports like football and basketball, if you had more review, a lot of stuff would be a lot clearer. For example, you mentioned this earlier about the Miami Hurricanes winning the championship in 2002. If they would have just reviewed that, but you can't review penalties. Why not view penalties? Penalties can be wrong, just like a technical foul can be wrong. So rescind that shit. Finally they wisened up and did that. I hope we could see more of that in the future. Referees sometimes be trying to take over the game, and referees, they're cool because they're always the guy that's always in the game but really not in the game, kind of watching the game. There's certain referees I liked over the years, like Ed Hockley was one of the to me, just because he was this big swole referee. You don't want to mess with Ed Hockley.
Tim Donahue.
Tim Donahue.
Cheater. Yeah, the one that exposed the NBA for doing some
I don't know about that because,
he went to jail for actually
snitching.
He snitched, but, he exposed the NBA for, what we be talking about, as far as these calls these phantom calls.
Do you respect him or you don't? Do you respect him coming out?
I don't respect a snitch, but that's the same thing with Frank Lucas. He wound up snitching on police officers. You know what I'm saying? But we again,
it reveals stuff though. Stuff.
But don't you want the truth?
No.
But don't you want the truth?
Now you know. Exactly.
Don't you want the truth?
Exactly.
So I don't mind. You feel me? I love transparency. You feel me? I like when people get exposed, and I like when people actually tell the truth. But my whole thing is you shouldn't have done anything to even much have to go ahead and tell the truth. It should have already been in the open. But hey, it is what it is. Favorite referees that I have. I know a referee that I hate. I don't know his name, but his ass motherfucking always be in the NBA every time the playoff game. You know the referee, how he look, a little bald or whatever. He old. I think he just retired. I don't know his name. Yeah, I think he kissed Charles Barkley's son. Look, I can't stand him. That's just one referee. Hopefully, I'll figure out his name before the podcast is over. I'll just go ahead and blurt it out, and be like, yeah, I remembered. But yeah, it is what it is. We got any other topics that we want to jump into right now?
Shit, we could jump into NFL. I mean, you're listening to the MarcWes Sports Podcast, and tomorrow we have Championship Sunday, baby. Championship Sunday, where we find out who is going to the Super Bowl. Before the playoffs started, I just want to say I had Buffalo and the Packers going to the Super Bowl before it started, because I'm in this pool at work, at which I'm leading that shit because, if that shit happens, and I got Buffalo winning it all. So if that shit happens, bro, it's not gonna be a band. It's gonna be like half a band, but still.
If Buffalo wins, that's gonna change the aspect of how Miami Dolphins look at certain things. But we'll talk about that in the future. But who you think gonna win? You say you think Buffalo's gonna win?
I got Buffalo and the Packers. I mean, to break down both games though, you got in the AFC, you obviously got Buffalo and the Chiefs. Obviously, you got Pat Mahomes, who had their injury last week where he got knocked out. He was stumbling around, looking dazed and confused. But, of course, he got cleared yesterday, so you already know he's going to play because too many people got money riding on it for you not to play. Nobody's going to trust Chad Henne. I can't believe Chad Henne is still in the league, though. Like that thing, blew my mind. Like, Chad Henne was out there. I wasn't even watching the game because I was at the Florida versus Georgia high school all-star game, so I didn't get to watch the game. But they was like, one of the writers out there was like, yo, Chad Henne is in the game right now. I was like, what? Chad Henne? Chad Henne's in the game? He didn't retire? He still, the Chad Henne used to play for the Dolphins. That Chad Henne,
all the Dolphins
is out there, and then he made some critical first downs for them to advance, which, you can't trust that for another game, though. Come on. Usually that does work when a quarterback comes in the second half, which is, I don't understand why football teams don't really do that more, because it changes the dynamic of what the defense was used to for the first half. So it's going to be hard for them to adjust in the second half, which is what the Dolphins be doing, which is, I'm mad that Fitzpatrick wasn't available for that last game, because it was a situation where
he'd probably still be in the playoffs.
If he would have played, you probably should have started Fitzpatrick and then let Tua come in if Fitzpatrick wasn't doing it, So yeah, man, that game, Cleveland, they should have won, but Kansas City. The thing about Kansas City is they got weapons. They got Tyreek Hill and you got Travis Kelce. Arguably two players, top 2-3 at their positions, And to me, that's a matchup nightmare. Who are you going to guard? One of them is going to be open. If you have Tyreek, in the slot, right, and say you line up Kelce outside, how are you really going to stop that? Because if Kelce runs it in, and then you have Tyreek flying, on a deep post, how you really gonna stop that? But the thing about the Bills' defense is I think is underrated.
They're number one in the playoffs is stopping and red.
They're
red
on
zone.
the trajectory to me up compared to Kansas City. I feel like they've been kind of treading water. But they beat teams. They have just enough talent to beat teams. Patrick Mahomes as great as a player that he is,
Man.
he's kind of like he's had a setback this season.
See, but
Patrick Mahomes.
Who do you actually know on the defense of Kansas City besides the Honey Badger?
Besides the Honey Badger,
you feel me?
I don't know anybody.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
but he's
man.
been balling. The Honey Badger's
no.
been at one of the best at his position.
Exactly.
This season.
He's been like that since he was in
Tyrann
LSU. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger from LSU.
Yeah.
And he had his
played for the
problems.
Cardinals first.
He had his problems before he came into the league, but it just shows that certain people know who they want, and everybody make mistakes, and that doesn't stop what they can actually do on the field. So great salute to the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, for changing everything, changing his whole career, way of everybody looking at him. But yeah, going back to the game, me personally, I don't really think it was a concussion. I think the concussion was bullshit. I think he got the wind knocked out of him. Cool, this, that, and the other. Because I seen him wobbling.
He looked real to me.
I seen him wobbling.
If that was fake. He needs to be in a Hamilton play.
No. See, but you gotta look. You gotta look. You gotta look at the play. He did not get hit in the head. He didn't get hit in the head unless he got the concussion from when he hit his head on the floor, which it didn't even look like he hit his head on the floor like that. To be honest with you, he got hit closer to this area in his back, like his the tops by his shoulder blades or something like that.
Well, yeah, but that could happen because
exactly, but that's not
like
the
one
problem.
Of the main parts of the brain.
See, but that's not the main problem. Is not that because
same
he
thing
cleared.
happened to Lamar Jackson.
See, but Lamar Jackson hit the back of his head on the floor. You feel me?
But I didn't really have a good close look at the play.
Watch the replay. I'm pretty sure Chris gonna go ahead and find the clip and put that in. Because he didn't look like he got hit in the head like that. Now again, his problem and what everybody's not really talking about is his toe. He injured his toe. And a quarterback needs, not even much as that, right? Like we black, Kuta Kinte, they cut his toe. He couldn't do anything. You feel what I'm saying? But again, when it comes to the quarterback, if you can't go ahead and give that extra push, push off your foot the way you want to with your toe, it's over. Period. Forget the concussion. We could get over the concussion. Everybody and every football player say, don't go after my knees. Don't go, you can hit me in my head. You feel what I'm saying? Even though we know that we got concussion protocol and what it can actually do. We seen what happened to Julius Sayov and other former NFL players, But again, we know what they say though, But again, his toe is the problem. And if he can't push off, in that game, it's over. And I seen him kind of practicing before. He was walking kind of little gimpy, little gimpy, but again, me personally, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs gonna actually lose this game.
Okay,
they're gonna lose this game. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes is not the same Patrick Mahomes. Let's just say he do got a concussion, but again, Wes know what he talking about. Wes knows, like Bose knows. Westerdarmus knows that his toe is actually messed up. And look, any person that had any lower extremity injury, especially your foot, ankle, knee, you're not lower back. You're not the same person. No matter what they actually give you, not unless they give them some painkillers, to mask the pain. But I don't think that they're actually going to do that. Why? Because they signed him to a 10-year contract. They're not trying to, put him in a situation where he can't play. I think he'll start, but I don't think he's going to finish the game, one. And I think that the Buffalo Bills, their defense is just a little bit more stout than Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, that's the difference for me. I feel like the Bills defense is better than the Chiefs defense. And Josh Allen makes just enough plays. Like, he hasn't had a situation where he makes the wrong play in a while.
Yeah.
And if he keeps that up against a defense that's not as good, I think, than that Baltimore defense, and he just didn't make any mistakes. He didn't have a wild game in that game, but it was the Bills' defense that was the difference. So I feel it's going to be the same situation in this game.
Me too, but Patrick Mahomes ain't going to be able to run. If that toe is looking crazy, you're not going to be able to run either. You ain't going to be able to push off.
I feel like the real difference, though, is the Kansas City run offense. Like, if they can run the ball, maybe they might have a chance.
Which I doubt, because if you don't got the passing game, then everybody going to go ahead and buy. Everything lies on that toe. Everything lies on that toe, because if I know that you can't push off, and throw the ball,
when did he get that
velocity,
toe injury?
Same time that he
injured
his
game?
Same time he injured his head, and got so-called a concussion. But hey, it is what it is. Me personally, if I know you're a quarterback and you're great at passing, but you can't give the velocity and you can't really do what you really want, then you're not going to be that same person. If I know that you can't run, because you're like a Aaron Rodgers, you run. You're like a Josh Allen, you run, but you can't run. You seen what I said about Kuta? You feel me? He couldn't run. They cut his toe off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you going ahead and talking about Patrick Mahomes, one, let's just say he got the concussion, but let's just say, all right, he got over the concussion, but his toe is effed up.
Right.
His toe is like 70%.
So we may see Chad Henne again, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Which would be crazy.
And that's what I want to see.
So if Chad Henne gets in this game, I know it's over, man. I'm going to be chomping at the bit, and I'm going to be like, yeah, the Bills are going to win this game.
Close game?
Yeah, I would say it's a close game.
Score.
Kind of high scoring or mid scoring.
Score.
I would go 27-23.
See, crazy because my score is close, but I think it's going to be 24-21.
Bills.
24-21, Bills going to win by a field goal. And that brings up the next game, the Bucks versus the Packers. You got Tom.
You got the great versus the great.
No.
You got the great
we don't have
versus
the great versus the great. We have Tom Shady versus the great Aaron Rodgers. That's what we have.
Rodgers.
You feel me? We got somebody that people said that it was him. He's an ass. People don't like him. He has a bad personality. His family don't get along with him. Blah blah blah. This that and that. Your family probably bad. I mean, come on. Look at your family. I mean, there's a lot of people that have family that their friends are closer to them than their family because their family are bad people, have bad intentions. And it shouldn't be like that. Family should be family, and family should always be the ones to uplift you. But again, regardless of the fact, going to the game, you got Tom Shady and Aaron Rodgers, someone that went ahead and said, like, look, all those people that was basically talking shit, saying that it was me, I'm the problem. We got rid of the coach, and look at their team, the Dallas Cowboys, trash. You remember that coach used to be with Green Bay, and look at Aaron Rodgers right now. He's just doing his thing, He's touchdown after touchdown. You remember when you was telling me Devontae Adams was gone practically the whole season? He's still doing his thing. He's doing it in the cold weather, warm weather.
He's the MVP.
Snow, hell, we got the great Aaron Rodgers doing his thing. Like you said, he's going to be the MVP, and you got Tom Shady. He doesn't have Antonio Brown. Just because of that, he lost.
He doesn't have Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown is out. Antonio Brown with a knee injury. So
okay. That's unfortunate for Antonio Brown.
And how did
I wish
the offense
you would
look
actually
before
played.
he how did the offense look before Antonio Brown was really kind of
it looked kind of suspect.
There you go.
It looked kind of suspect. Mike Evans, is he going to play in this game?
I'm not sure if he's going to play in this game.
He played in the last
definitely
game.
Should need to play in this game.
So we got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Their running game, to me, is really the key. But my fear, obviously, in this game is just Tampa Bay winning this game, because then they go start calling that shit Tampa Bay, and I got to listen to that shit. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Skip already call him Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man.
It
Can't happen, man. Like, in Tampa Bay, the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay. For those who don't know, this year, the Super Bowl, albeit it won't be as full, which is actually kind of irony to me, because I feel like if you're the home team, you shouldn't have a full capacity, because I feel like that's not fair. It should be like a neutral site, and COVID made it a neutral type of game, which would be crazy if you had a full crowd in Tampa. That would have been crazy. So that's my biggest fear in this game is like I don't want that to happen. I mean, Tom Brady, I got my feelings about him. I mean, he's a good player, great quarterback. I give him top 5 of all time. If he's not in your top 5, you're obviously don't watch football,
even with the
or
cheats?
ever seen football in the past 20 years.
Even with the cheating.
Even with the cheating, but just looking at him.
No. You got Dan Marino. You got Joe Montana. You got Troy
Even with the cheating.
Aikman. You got. See, we already on 3. You feel me? We got Troy Aikman.
Nah, he's not.
He can't.
He's
then
better
you got
than-
John Elway.
He's better than Troy Aikman. He's better than John Elway.
They didn't cheat.
He's got more rings.
They didn't cheat.
Way more rings, but
Man, that's crazy.
and he's more
coming out of
accurate.
Your ass.
He's
we
more
already know we
accurate
agree
and,
on
like,
the evil empire.
Yeah, but like, I agree with it. Yeah, it has an asterisk, but still, like, he can't be bad. Like, based on his track record, how could you say he's a bad quarterback and he can't be considered like he holds the records? I'm a records guy, stats guy, obviously, and
Of course you gonna get that. Of course you gonna get
statistically.
if you know.
If you say that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, I can argue with it because I don't like it, but I can agree with it and understand why you think that.
All right,
You
it's
know
chess,
why
right?
you think Tom Brady
You
is
told
the
me the other
greatest
day that
quarterback
you
of
like
all
chess.
time, but I disagree with it.
You said the other day you like chess, right? We are playing chess right now. This is the chess table right here. You're Xavier. You're Professor X. You know exactly what I'm going to do, and not because you're Professor X. Is because you cheated. You feel me? Because you exactly. How can I feel like, yeah, you won. Yeah, you did your thing. But you cheated. You watched everything that I was doing beforehand. And you think I'm gonna no. Like I don't understand. Of course he's gonna get records if he cheated.
Did he cheat every time though? That's what I want to know. Though. Was it every game some kind of cheat
I'm gonna
involved?
ask him like this, right? We're both happily married, right? Let's just say that a married person, right, been with someone for like 15 years, right?
I see where you're going with this, bro.
And the one day you catch her or him cheating on you, is that going to have you question year 1 through 15 or just that particular time? I'm just asking.
All right, he's number 6. He's number 6, all right? You put him at 6, man. Damn. Steve Young, you get number 5. You get number 5, Steve Young. I fucks with you, Steve Young. You didn't cheat.
But yeah. Yeah, I actually think that damn, motherfucker, I crying over here. I actually do think that I really want Aaron Rodgers to actually win. For some reason.
He deserves another ring. That's why. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he only has 1 ring. He deserves another ring. As much as Dan Marino deserves 1.
You remember we said Dan Marino is the best pure quarterback of all time. And then we said that Aaron Rodgers that's Dan Marino just now.
Yeah, and he's more mobile
mobile.
Dan Marino.
Okay, cool. So if we got the great Dan Marino right now in Aaron Rodgers playing in the Super Bowl, I expect him to win. For some reason, Tom Shady.
And he's more likable than Tom Shady for obviously shady reasons.
No. Everybody, I agree
his
on
last
that.
name is Shady.
But everybody
and it's Rodgers. Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady, golly gosh type of guy. No. They don't like Aaron Rodgers because he's slicking them out. Tom
Brady is
he's confident.
Tom Brady is the golden boy. He's forever the golden boy.
There you go.
Like of America.
The golden
he's
cheat.
Like
the golden cheat.
He's like Big Baby Jesus for American football
Sliced bread, fresh out the oven.
enthusiasts.
But yeah, I really think that Tom Brady's gonna win this game. And
Tom Brady?
yeah, I think Tom Brady's gonna win the game.
Ah.
Tom Brady's gonna win the game, and I really don't want him to win the game. I think it's gonna be a close game, and it's gonna go field goal. Same thing. It's gonna be 28 to like 20. Matter of fact, 28 to 25.
Man.
Tampa Bay.
Hell no, man.
I don't want to say hell no too.
I'm not going with the Bucks at all. I actually think Green Bay really exposes Tampa Bay for the frauds that they are.
Look. I want that to happen.
They didn't get exposed last game because the Saints are the Saints, man. The Saints, you know, like what Wes was talking about in a previous podcast, they always have some kind of excuse. And
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, another thing that happened just with that I just want to address is Drew Brees. We feel is essentially going to retire. Phillip Rivers actually retired this week as well.
Yeah.
You know, some of the greats. We're going to see a few more of the greats like retire in the next few years. But Aaron Rodgers, like you said, is one of those players that I feel deserves another chip on on his resume. He deserves another stripe
just to shut
on
everybody
his
up.
uniform. So the Packers and
Tampa Bay.
that home feel, because this is actually the first time that Aaron Rodgers actually has a home playoff game.
You're right.
There's been other times where he didn't, come through in the clutch. I'm not gonna lie. Aaron Rodgers, a couple of times. I know the game against San Francisco. I feel like that's a game he should have won. He was in the NFC
But it ain't gonna be the same
championship
atmosphere.
game.
They ain't
But
no
this is a
fans.
different team to me. To me, Devontae Adams has been one of the best receivers, if not the best, in the league this year. And I feel like he's still kind of under the radar for some reason. Like, people don't really, like, if somebody random, maybe not as, savvy as us, would ask who's the best receiver, they'd probably say something like maybe Julio Jones or,
if he's healthy.
or Tyreek Hill, maybe. But to me, it's Devontae Adams, Maybe you go Tyreek Hill, Devontae Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins after that, But after that,
What about Stephon
I mean,
Diggs?
I feel like he's going to be the difference. And Rodgers finds a way to use what he had before with less. And I think the running game is actually a real running game.
Yep. Ricky doing his thing.
Depending on if it's Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Green Bay actually wins
Two-headed
big
monster.
in this game. I feel the Packers are going to beat the Bucks somewhere in the vicinity of a 34-17
And look, I want
type of game.
I want him to be right.
Packers, Bills, Super Bowl.
I want him to be right and me wrong, because I hate Tom Shady. And like I said, I know hate is a strong word, but he's part of the evil empire in the New England Patriots, even though he's with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
But you
right
make
now.
a valid point with that. To really, anything that he's done, you could always say he cheated.
Yeah.
Which is what Wes has been screaming for like the past forever.
Mm-hmm.
But they will forever have an asterisk on their resume. So that's why I got to give players like Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, the nod over a Tom Brady.
Of course.
Dan Marino over a Tom Brady.
Of course. And he don't even have and Dan Marino don't even have a ring. But he did it the right way.
After that, you have Drew Brees, who said, likely going to be retiring after this season. And then you got Steve Young for me. And then it's Joe Montana. Let's not forget Joe Montana as well, who went 4 for 4 with championships as well. If he had a longer career, if he was a player that was in this day and age, he would be all world. So that's my Super Bowl pick. So you think the Bucks and the Bills?
That's what I think. The Bucks and the Bills.
So who's winning the Super Bowl then?
I don't want to say Tom Shady.
That's what you think, though?
I really think I really want the Bills to win, but I really hate the Bills and I hate Tom Shady. So,
I wouldn't be mad at the Bills at all.
I would rather Tom Shady.
Because the Bills, bless their hearts, lost 4 straight Super Bowls. Can you imagine going to 4 straight Super Bowls and losing all 4? Yo, there's a documentary called Four Falls of Buffalo, which I totally recommend. It's a 30 for 30, but it's sad though. You just feel for them.
Doug Flutie.
You feel for them, and then you feel for there's this journalist who was one of their biggest fans. I forget his name, but he died. Never got to see them win. So it's like, if they win, like, I'm cool with that. So if they do win, get ready for Josh Allen, because Josh Allen is like going to become a household name. Like, I think even if he wins this game, which I think he will, he'll become a household name because obviously he's going to a Super Bowl. He's up there with Mahomes, Russell Wilson.
Nah.
Nah.
They're not gonna let.
He's on that type of level.
They're not gonna allow Josh Allen to supposedly beat the greatest quarterback of all time in Tampa Bay, his home team.
So you think it's a conspiracy theory?
Of course. Like, come on, man. Like, it's Tom Shady. Like, come on, man. Like, Tom Shady gonna find a way.
Yeah, because
he's gonna find a way to cheat.
To be honest, like, you thought this shit when he went to Tampa Bay. Like, when anybody first got this news that that Tom Brady was going to Tampa Bay, and like then you found out that the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay, you're like, really? That's what you're gonna do?
Exactly.
You're gonna go
and
to
think
a team,
about it. And think about it.
And you're gonna take a team who hasn't been to the playoffs in a while.
But look about it. Look at it this way.
I mean, Tom Brady and Roger Goodell are like good friends.
Exactly, but look, think about it. Ndamukong Suh needs to have a ring. I think that's one of the best defensive tackles of all time. When it comes to Antonio Brown, I want him to have a ring to make Juju Smith look like, you thought you was the number 1, but you definitely was the number 2 or the number 3. You got what you got because I was on the field. Everybody was doubling to me. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever else I did off the field, I was doing some craziness, but that's my personal life with my wife. Y'all should be shutting the fuck up or being quiet about stuff that happens in my personal life, because I could care less what happens in your house, and you should be caring less what happens in my house, especially if she's staying with me. You feel what I'm saying? Because if she forgive me, then you shouldn't be able to even question anything. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's the reason why I want them to actually win, and I don't want Josh Allen to actually win. But again, Josh, think about it like this: Tom Brady win, then he could retire and go off in the sunset.
That's
Boom.
what I don't want to see. Like, to
never need to see him ever again.
That only happens to superheroes, and to me, he's not a superhero. Unless you want to call Darth Vader a superhero.
Yeah, of course, I feel
because
you.
To me, he's Darth Vader. He's Anakin. He thought he was good. He turned bad. If you haven't seen Star Wars, shame on you for not seeing like what that story is all about. Because to me, it's like it's the ultimate of good and evil. Mm-hmm. If you replace the word force with God, it's like all of a sudden it becomes a religious movie. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the kind of the overall theme. And if you really watch it and you really look deep into it, I think Tom Brady is Darth Vader. He's that type of person where he started off great, but he got corrupted by Palpatine. Who is Bill Belichick, corrupted his brain, made him Darth Vader, but down deep inside, he's a good person. I think he is.
I can't believe you're saying that about Tom Shady.
I think down deep inside, he's a good person like Anakin, and then deep inside is good, but he just got corrupted, That's why he was like, yo, Luke, bro,
but look
I
at
am your father.
But look at it on the other side, whereas as a Miami Dolphins fan, AFC East, Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl. Right now, we have a quarterback controversy right now for the Miami Dolphins. If the Bills win, they're not going to wait on Tua. I can tell you that. They're going to go ahead and make whatever big splash they need to do and give away whatever they need to get Deshaun Watson. That's going to play a big role
we might as well
in
talk
what
about
we
that
actually
too.
do.
Deshaun Watson, it came out this week that he was likely going to the Jets. I'm like, why
would you go to the Jets?
Why would you go to the Jets? Obviously, that's something that I'm questioning. The Niners are in it as well as the Dolphins.
The Dolphins not gonna allow that.
Are the top three? Like, why?
The Dolphins not gonna allow that.
Those three, would you not go to the Dolphins?
The Dolphins not gonna allow that because
the best team of the three.
Because the Dolphins not gonna allow that
based on records.
You really think the Dolphins gonna go ahead and allow them to be in the same division with Josh Allen and Deshaun Watson? That is not happening. Especially with the plethora of picks that we got this year and assets that we got to trade for him. And he said he wanted to come here too. Forget what he just said about likelihood of playing in the Jets. We know what he said where he want to go. He want to play for Miami. We got all the assets. You think that we're gonna allow the Jets to make that happen? Hell no. If anything, our general manager needs to get fired if he allows that to happen, because there's no way Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl and then run off in the subset, and then we're gonna go ahead and allow us to not get a Super Bowl because we're stuck with Josh Allen and Deshaun Watson in our division. No, it can't happen. No, if that happens, then I don't know. Nah.
Yeah. That definitely can't happen. But I'm thinking it's gonna be Josh Allen to win this Super Bowl, man. No. And hopefully that happens. That means ching for me.
Oh, okay. Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, hell yeah, man. They don't want that to happen. Like what's talking about.
So what we got next on the MarcWes Sport Podcast?
This is the last football before we get into the Conor McGregor fight. So I wanted to ask, I guess, both of y'all, how big of a deal is it to be a high school freshman and land 2 Division I scholarships? Is that it? That's a big deal?
Oh, it's big. I mean, you got Rick Ross' son that went ahead and made that play just recently. You feel me? Rick Ross' son wound up getting a scholarship from Syracuse and also, of course, the U. And I'm pretty sure that and he played for St. Thomas Aquinas. Everybody that go to St. Thomas Aquinas, they wind up making it. It's either you going to Alabama, Ohio State, or one of these elite.
Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas, which is the best program. Yeah, really the best program in all of Florida. Sometimes they compete for national championships. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a decent player. It's early.
He was a freshman,
it's
right?
very early. I haven't seen a lot of tape on him, but it's very impressive that he got an offer. But it's not that uncommon these days because players, they do want to get at players early. Lawrence Seymour was a very early commit. I think it was the middle of his freshman year that he, got a scholarship offer from Miami. There's a freshman, this season who Brandon Ennis, one of the best players in South Florida.
Okay.
He probably already has maybe around 30 to 40 offers.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So there's a lot of players who get offered really early because to be honest, they be starting real early. I mean, they play Optimist from when they're 8, 9, continue to play football until once they become 14, 15, they're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how it is here in South Florida and other places around the country, but especially down here. That's why you can see a player like Brandon Ennis really ball out in his freshman season. I mean, this dude was even punting the ball, and he was punting it well, 60 yards. Yeah. So he's just a great athlete. He's going to be one of the best slot receivers. Obviously, the U have offered him. But who knows, because a lot of the best receivers from down in Florida, they usually go to Alabama.
And that's the reason why is because they don't want to keep dealing with the same thing that we've just been going through. We look like we're making a change and we're still going ahead and playing dominoes with our coaching staff, with our players, all type of stuff. Everything Miami always has something going against them as far as everybody recruiting our top players, or just the plain fact of having to deal with people saying that we're cheaters, or just people hating, period. So it doesn't matter, regardless of the fact, we're still gonna go ahead and keep doing our thing. But again, going back to what we were saying, like you got Rick Ross' son that wind up getting these scholarship offers, and like Marcus stated before, like it's common, it's early. Everybody want to go ahead. These great schools, these powerhouse schools, want to make sure that they get that ear, that message in your ear early on, so you could kind of have that rapport when you kind of get a little older and more familiar with the game.
Yeah, I mean, some players get offered in like 8th grade.
Yeah.
There was a quarterback down here at Columbus, Brandon Dowdy. He got offered in the 8th grade, I believe, by Lane Kiffin and FAU. They offered the kid quick. He didn't develop to the kid that they thought he was going to be, but just because he was small. Because there's a lot of like players who you see who you think are going to grow into like an adult body, and they just never do. One of the greatest quarterbacks, I think, to ever play high school football is Torrey Morrison. They call him Scooter. Plays for Miami Booker T. Washington. Won a championship with them last season, but his school opted out of playing in the state championship, but the team wasn't good enough to play for or compete for a championship anyway. But he's one of the... He's graduated. He was in his senior year last year, but he is not getting an offer, which is crazy. Not like a D1 offer. Yeah.
Shit, he can't walk on
But as far if you watched him play, like he has this presence about him, like as far as could be one of the best quarterbacks ever, because and he can move around. I hate to say this and compare him to one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but he's similar to like Aaron Rodgers. Like the way he moves around, keeps his head like downfield, always looking for it. He always makes the right play, Man,
I think it's your job to go ahead and send University of
he's got one of the
best on this guy.
I think he's got the record for the most yards, or he's close to it. But that happened with another player down here in South Florida, and they just end up playing different positions.
See, well, you probably need to go ahead and step up to the plate and send University of Miami some of his tape.
I'm pretty sure they've seen it because, but they just are like...
Is he small?
I mean, he's probably like 5'7" or 8",
that's the
something
problem.
like that.
That's
Maybe.
the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
But he balls out. So, yeah, so players get offered very young. A lot of players. I mean, there's this young kid who plays in youth football who like balls out. Like, oh my God, this kid is gonna be amazing. Like as far as a running back, like he's got the skills already. I gotta show y'all when I look it up later, but we'll do that on the next podcast.
Okay. So,
but yeah, kids start really early. But I mean, as far as Rick Ross, and by the way, I think it's Briscoe's.
Yeah.
Briscoe's son also plays as well. And he's a baller too. He's a baller that I've seen. His name's British. First name. I can't think of his last name right now, but I think he's either Briscoe or somebody's son as well. So these rappers, they're starting to groom. They're these young football players. I mean, Snoop Dogg had a player. Of course, Puff Daddy, that whole fiasco.
Deion.
Deion. Let's see what happens with Deion's son. Edgerrin James, a son, also got offered by Miami this week. I just wanted to make...
Frank Gore?
Yeah, and Jason Taylor's son as well, Mason Taylor. I've seen him play. He's got a lot more to kind of develop into, but I feel like he could be a strong safety down the line. But yeah, so all those players got offered this week. Edgerrin James, son, Rick Ross, son, and
they're gonna keep it to the crib, man. You got a little
and Jason Taylor's son.
We're gonna go ahead and transition into the next topic, which I think
this is the last topic. This is a MMA topic. I'll introduce it. I'll give my take, and then I'll let y'all just digest whatever it is. So it's Conor McGregor's fighting Dustin Poirier.
Okay.
Tonight. I don't know if y'all know who Dustin Poirier is. Everybody knows who Conor McGregor is, but So he already fought this guy one time. Conor McGregor beat him. So what am I looking at? Oh, no, he's good. But yeah, so just pretty much. I think this should go the same way the first time. Conor McGregor should beat him. He has better hands than Dustin Poirier. If they have matured or gotten better at the same level, then Conor McGregor should beat him. The only way Dustin Poirier could beat him is maybe if he does like some wrestling or grappling and tries to tire him out, because Conor McGregor is known to not have the best gas tank. But Dustin Poirier isn't that type of fighter. He's a dude who throws fists. So this should be an interesting one, but Conor McGregor should easily win that. So I'll let y'all talk about that.
Okay, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm gonna go with Conor McGregor. Why? Just because it's Conor McGregor. I'm gonna go with Conor McGregor because I've seen what he's been doing, and of course, you guys mentioned Poirier. You know, but again, certain people like. I don't know you. You know these guys because, of course, you kind of follow it a little bit more than me. But I know Conor McGregor, and I don't even follow UFC like that. You know, Tank Abbott, certain people, certain names gonna draw me, not the average customer, not the average person actually engaging in what you're going ahead and watching. But I think that the only way that Poirier, I guess hopefully I'm saying his name right, only way that he's going to win, me personally, is if Conor McGregor is out of shape, which I doubt because he's been fighting. He got a little bit more in shape to fight Mayweather, you know. So I'm pretty sure his hands got a little better with the boxing, you know, because even with the Mayweather fight, he actually did look good. He didn't look bad. It didn't look like he was out of place, like he shouldn't have been there. So, like you said, if Poirier is one of these guys that want to go ahead and box, then you lost already. One, because you're Conor McGregor, and you just went against probably the greatest boxer pound for pound, elusive-wise, in Mayweather.
He hung in there.
Yeah, he hung in there. He lost. But notice, we're not throwing no dirt in his name, and we know he lost against Mayweather.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just gonna use that as, and not just that, but he beat you before. So you know, if I could do it once, I could do it again.
Right. I think it's kind of a cop out for him for a fight that he was taking. Like. Why would you fight a guy again that you beat already? Why don't you beat somebody else who's up and coming or who beat somebody?
He's trying to get his feet
really
wet
good.
again. He's just trying to get his feet wet all over
again. I don't
again.
know. I feel like for McGregor, this is like a nothing fight for me. What? And like, why you choose this fight to be your next?
Because I'm
fight
not trying
after
to lose.
You haven't fought in a while.
You feel me?
I understand.
I'm not trying to lose. I'm the first. I'm trying to come in and get my feet wet and then see where I'm at, and then I'll go ahead and fight a real contender or somebody upcoming, like you saying.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's the same shit with Mayweather. I feel like Mayweather didn't really fight fighters that were like up and coming.
See, but that's what people go.
He only fought fights that he know he could win.
See, but that's what anybody.
And I think this is one of those fights for Conor McGregor. It's like, oh, I know I can win this.
See,
I won it before. About Mike Tyson. So this is the perfect comeback fight.
You can say that about Tyson.
I'm gonna watch that shit because I don't want to miss you getting knocked out. Because if I miss that, then I'm gonna be mad at myself that I didn't miss. You know, that happening, which is the only intrigue for me. Like, okay, maybe Poirier, you know, finds a way to. I don't see it happening. To me, it's like a 30 at tops % chance to me that Poirier has a chance to win this fight. You know, 70%. This is gonna be a McGregor fight. So, to me, it's a cop out for McGregor. You seem like you've kind of turned the page in your life, and I appreciate that because we all got to do that in some point. You know, some do it later than others. But to me, there's no reason to have this fight, but I'm still gonna watch it. I think McGregor wins that shit.
You know what I mean? Nah. Yeah, it's no reason to have the fight, but like I said before, I think the reason why he's having it. Why would you haven't did UFC fighting in how long? How many years? You feel me? Boxing and UFC fighting is two different sports. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and with boxing, I just need to worry about you punching me. I don't need to worry about you grabbing me and slamming me and do all type of other shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that he got this fight. This is an easy fight that for him. I beat you already. I'm trying to transition back into UFC because I'm not a boxer. I can't box any other person and feel like I'm gonna go ahead and win. I got the bag with Mayweather, because of my name and his name. Cool, it's all good. He got his purse, I got my purse. But then again, if I want to go back into boxing, I want to make sure that I don't look crazy, because if imagine his first fight, he go in and he blows it. You feel me? That infamy that he got behind his name, he's not gonna be able to get
he's
that
gonna
purse,
lose
that same
all that
purse.
credibility.
Exactly.
Lose all
why?
cred.
So why not go over here and get a little practice round real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do everything else. So Mayweather's gonna go, huh? He already did that.
Yeah, he fought this other guy, Donald Cerrone, but that was almost 8 months, almost a year ago.
8 months, almost to a year ago. But again,
that's what I'm saying.
And that fight was a little bit more trasher than this fight, right? Exactly. So he's building.
Yeah.
And you say that fight was like 5 seconds. So again, going back to my point, he's building his way back up into UFC form. And it's one thing that he had that fight that you're talking about referencing to 2 years ago. No, he had it 8 months ago. He's not wasting time to go ahead and get another fight. So how long my body's gonna heal.
The thing about UFC though that I love is that they're just a bunch of fighters who love to fight. Yeah. They don't give a fuck about how many losses they have. They're not all about the records. They're all about fighting. And
you don't got the middleman in the middle.
If you don't have that mentality, I feel like that dog makes you. If you lose that dog, that puts you at a disadvantage to me in UFC, because these fighters are hungry. They're out there fighting,
I remember watching
and
Rampage.
if you don't
Rampage
have that
Jackson.
hunger in you, I mean, that's the only thing I question about McGregor against like anybody who's worth fighting. Do you have that dog in you? And I don't believe that he does. Yeah, as far as like long-term fighting, top
now, it ain't about the money.
Elite fighters. I don't see that.
I
think he's already got paid.
Exactly.
He's good. He's Gucci.
Exactly.
He could just chill, relax, take a couple fights like Dustin Poirier here and there.
It's just pride.
And just live life.
It's just pride right now. Right now, look, it's just pride. It ain't money right now. So he mopped the last dude 8 months ago, like you said, 8 to a year, 8 months to a year ago. He's fighting somebody that he wind up beating, which is, if it was not Mayweather, somebody would consider a really good fighter. Boom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and probably retire against one of these upcomings that's really real good. And then he could go ahead and end in the sunset off like Tom Brady's trying to do right now.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Without cheating.
No, let's not have that happen. I am going to regurgitate that thought. No, not Tom Brady. No, you can't do this. No, Tampa Bay. No.
Man, I don't want it to happen, but I definitely don't want to see.
Let's go Aaron Rodgers, man. Tomorrow I'm going to be the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan.
Me too.
I got
Tom
nothing
Brady.
against Green Bay. If they win another championship, I'm Gucci with that. I feel like that's a franchise that deserves it because they fans actually put in money. They're the only franchise where the fans kind of own the team, Yeah. So I feel like they deserve to win it. And Tom Brady, let's go off into the sunset, but not with another ring.
Hold up, before we go ahead and close this off, I want to go ahead and salute Larry King. I got a
Larry King
message on my phone that he wind up passing away. today. You know, we're gonna acknowledge.
That makes me think of that BG line.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna always acknowledge.
Mine's on Larry King.
We always
Yours is on Maury.
Those people that actually made a difference in the way we view things. You know, with them great interviews that he had. You know, asking those controversial questions that we know he does. So yeah, you know, rest in peace, Larry King. Rest in peace, Hank Aaron. And that's going to be the end of the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Peace.
Peace.